Hi, welcome back to the Real Family Reviews podcast. I'm the daughter.
And I'm the dad.
And grab some popcorn because today we are talking about The Housemaid.
Hi, Millie. Hi, Mrs. Winchester. Oh, please call me Nina. Come on in. So why do you want this job?
I just really enjoy being a housemaid. For the right families, of course.
You know this is a live-in position, right? Ta-da! This is your room. What do you think?
It's perfect.
Okay, good.
I have good judgment.
So would you like the grand tour?
I know I have good taste.
See what you're getting yourself into? The job is mostly cleaning, organizing, some light cooking.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Hello?
Millie's gonna be living with us.
She's gonna live with us.
Andrew, I told you that. She'd be part of the family. I want you to feel safe here.
I do.
Theodore. You're a lifesaver. I don't know what I'd do without you. Millie.
Whatever devil's inside you, whatever devil's inside you. Don't let him out tonight.
I need this job. I can't lose it. I do not want to go back.
All I'm asking, baby. Please, 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 don't prove I'm right. Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Please,
I have a really good feeling about this, Millie.
Me too.
Okay, I'll be in touch.
please, 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 don't prove I'm right. Please, please, don't prove I'm right.
This is a 2025 movie that we saw. We actually saw previews, I found out. This was originally supposed to be scheduled for release on Boxing Day in the UK, but the previews were for the 23rd and 4th. We ended up seeing this on the 23rd, even though we thought we were going to see it on Boxing Day, because that's when we thought it was getting released, but we saw an early screening. And yeah, how did you... So we're going to be spoiling. Go watch the movie, come back for our thoughts. How did you enjoy this?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
More than you did. More than you did, I feel.
I liked
Because
it.
I turned to you after this and I went, I really enjoyed that. And you went, I don't know. Because you felt that it was...
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that this was a packed theatre.
Yeah, there was a lot
Screening.
of people there.
There was a
wasn't there?
lot of people. Like, we saw this in a... I even said to you, it's funny, because they actually showed this in, like, the smaller screen of our
Yes.
local theatre. And it was so busy. People next to us, in front, behind, all these things. So the people behind us were kind of talking and, like, moving. And
Yeah.
I think what's so
And
funny
sharing
is that...
popcorn.
I would love to know what people think. But we used to go... Before COVID, like, we would have to sit all the time in front of people, behind people, and we were like completely fine with that. But ever since COVID, we were the only people that kept going.
Yeah.
Now it's opened up more and more, and more people do go. I feel almost like a reminiscent of the time when no one was going during like the lockdown and stuff. But now that it's opened back up and people do go, I'm always like, oh yeah, this reminds me of when it used to be open.
It's more popular, definitely.
Yeah.
Which is good, though, because otherwise
I
cinema
know.
will die.
It just means in times like this, I'm just like, I get tainted. Like, anytime, I even said to you, anytime we go to see a movie and people were talking for like a long period in it, I always just think, okay, even if it's at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, okay, we have to see this again. I've been tainted by this like experience viewing. Most of the time we do see movies a lot.
The problem we had was that we got there and it was like, wow, this is quite full. And we sat down and then a group of people came in.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them sat in the row next to us, and some of them sat in the row behind us, and started sharing popcorn, which is like really annoying because they were actually leaning back to each other, and talking to each other, and that creates a problem. Because I mean,
that was weird. I don't know why they did that, because it was like, yeah, we were on a row
because
here,
they didn't care.
and then right behind us there was two people, and then next to you There was two
more,
people.
Yeah.
And they were like talking to each other, like sharing stuff. But like there was the seats behind the people next to you were empty. I don't get why they didn't just all sit on that one row. But so I do want to see this again because I do feel like I was a little bit tainted by that. Anytime we go to a movie and people talking, I'm just like, okay, we have to see this again because my mind is tainted by that. So I feel like it's unfair. But no, sorry, long tangent on that. But I
mean, I'd not read the book. I mean, usually I've read the book. I complain about.
I didn't know you. I think you didn't know that this was.
I didn't know any of the twists or anything.
I mean, I don't think you knew this was a book before going in, right?
I didn't know, and
I had told you like afterwards.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I thought that I enjoyed the twists in it. I mean, now we're looking at Reddit, and people are like, well, you know, it's all so obvious. You know, they shouldn't do it that way. But I mean, yeah, it was. I knew that the husband was going to be the bad guy eventually because I mean it was obvious that the wife was a psycho, but it was interesting that she'd set him up because he'd set her up, and I liked all that. I mean, I didn't see that coming.
Well, I think what a fun like a way that we could talk through this movie instead of just saying like I think we can actually go through the plot maybe and just like say it because the thing about this movie, like I'll put the trailer in obviously for you guys to view, but obviously by the trailer we just watched it again before this because actually we saw this on the 23rd, but obviously it was Christmas and stuff, so we didn't record it. I'll put our Christmas special down below. Actually we did a whole Christmas special, but the fact that, you know, it's been a few days, so we just looked at the trailer before we started, and yeah, the trailer is like, it doesn't show, you know, it's like the first 20 minutes of the movie is in the trailer. So I thought it'd be cool to go through just the Wikipedia plot so that we can remember, like, because this movie is actually kind of longer. It's about 2 hours, 2 hours 20, which for a thriller like this seems really long. Usually they're like 90-minute long, easy to watch. But because of the fact that this movie like switches halfway through. But yeah, so we'll go through. So desperate to find a job, Millie becomes a living maid at the home of the Winchester family in Long Island.
Because she's living in her car.
Which we knew that it was in Long Island because she had said she wanted to go back to the city. Do you remember it in the beginning? So the room is in the attic with the window, which is kind of... It's so funny to me. When they first showed that room and she said it's perfect, I was just thinking, like, they've just shown the door in this. It has,
I tell you what, the first thing that made it not perfect to me was, where's the TV? What bedroom doesn't have a TV?
I thought it was interesting because I actually thought that in the first little bit of this, I thought it was actually set in the late 1990s, early 2000s for some reason. It just had that vibe. I was thinking, because a lot of time, sometimes they'll set movies just randomly back in a time where they didn't have phones.
Yeah.
Like horror movies or thrillers, they'll set them in a time.
So that people can't contact each other.
We had this discussion in another horror movie review where we were talking about how they remove the phones in these scenes.
They have to,
It's because she had that flip phone as well. Because obviously she's like poorer. Like, you know, she's got more expensive phone because she's like living with like no money. But because of that, I thought they were set in the 2000s for some reason. Like, just because the whole thing of like... Because then she also can't research into the history. Because most of the time, like, people... Like, criminal stuff, like, it isn't as... You know, back in even the 90s, it was like you can get away with more stuff because the DNA wasn't, you know, I don't know, stuff like that. So it's like, I thought it was going to be set in...
The things were more basic and you couldn't contact each other and warn each other or look up about people like you can now.
So notably, the room's in the attic, it's got a window that doesn't open and the door that locks from the outside.
Yeah.
So...
And she mentions...
Can you remember that?
She mentions the window, doesn't she? Yeah. Remember the door for later, yeah.
So basically she gets hired by, just one second. So the casting in this, it's Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney plays Millie, who's looking for the this job, and then Nina is played by Amanda Seyfried. And Amanda Seyfried is so good in this, don't you think? I thought they actually both were pretty...
They were good. I mean, Sydney Sweeney's good anyway. I like Sydney Sweeney.
You like Sydney Sweeney? It's, you know, people really don't.
What, they don't like Sydney Sweeney?
No. How do you not know that?
Because I don't really look at anything.
They just don't think she's a good actress, apparently. We think she's good. We've been following her since...
She's done all sorts of different films.
We've followed her for a while, like, in terms of, like... She's always in the movies that we see, kind of, randomly. Like, last year she was in, 3 movies? Because Anyone But You and The Nun.
She was, when she killed the...
But, like, they were good. She was good in them.
She was good in them, yeah.
So it's like, now people... Yeah, they're like not fans, I don't know.
She does She does quite lightweight films, I will say that. But that's not her fault.
I think she's very good. I love Anyone But We Love Anyone But You. That was like my favourite movie.
That was a great film, yeah.
That was in both our top 10s of last year.
Yeah, it was a good film, no doubt about it. Yeah, we got to see it 2-3 times.
We saw it because it was released like around Valentine's Day, so we went to see it like for Valentine's Day as well.
Yeah,
it's so random that we do that. Yeah. But yeah. So, but Amanda Seyfried is really good in this, I think, because she has like all these different.
She looks the part of the psycho bitch as well. Doesn't she?
It's funny because Brandon Sklenar, who plays the husband Andrew, who we'll introduce in a second.
The honky husband, yeah.
The honky husband. He is really good. He has like 2 different character roles like she does.
He does,
That actor is so funny, was randomly in our first ever review, which was Drop, that we did in April, back in April.
Oh, yeah.
That was our first ever review on this channel, which is kind of fun. Isn't that fun to remember? Yeah. I think that for now we're going off track, but for our 1 year anniversary, I think we should look at that whole because I wonder how it is. Anyway,
yeah.
That review, you know, of how...
You see, that's the sort of film that, because I have no knowledge of phones and Googling and what have you, and you know when he's going, well, they can't be... People are sending her messages and what have you, and he's going, well, they can't be far away. They've got to be within 50 metres, and he's like tracking it all down. I'm like, really? I wouldn't know how to do any of that. I'd just be lost. So if I was on a date with a woman... and that problem occurred, that she was like having all these problems, she was getting like people were downloading weird stuff to her, I wouldn't be able to help her at all. I'd be hopeless.
Yeah.
But he knew his stuff.
But he was in that, so it's kind of
was in that, yeah.
But also for some reason it has Michelle Monronin, who I knew, you didn't know, from 365 Days. I would not be including a clip of that because it would get this video will get taken out. It's basically like Polish porn, they call it. It's like 50 Shades of Grey. He plays like Christian Grey in that movie, but it's like a foreign version of that. But it's so like raunchy, it's crazy. But I'm not putting a clip in because that video will get taken down. But he's in that, and he's like a known actor to me at least. So it's weird that his character in this is like the
Who does he play in this?
It's like the groundskeeper guy who's like trying to help her.
Yeah.
So random.
That's why you said you knew who he was, and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is.
I think that might just be because...
I don't even know why he's in it.
I think that is just because he literally... Michelle was in Paul Feig, who's the director of this, his other movie this year, Another Simple Favor, with Blake Lively. He was in that earlier this year, and I think that's just why he was in this, because he's in the director's other movie from
he's a buddy.
The same year, and it's like, okay, well, you could just be in this, I guess, as this random character.
Because he doesn't really play a role,
It's weird, but if I showed up, I'm like, what? He's in this too? Oh my gosh, like, what the hell?
And what?
Who's the lucky guy? Dante Versano. Old money.
It was a great deal that you're here. I would rather shave my balls with a rusty knife than be at this wedding. What did she say to convince you to come to this farce?
Fratricide, identity fraud. No, just girlfriend stuff.
I have a surprise. Your own true family. You probably don't remember me. It's your Auntie Linda.
You brought your sister to my wedding? She's an insurance policy. Just I won't tell you both?
Yeah. Anyway. So the thing is, a few different things happen. I can't remember the specific order of like... She basically gaslights... Millie kind of in terms of saying like pick up the daughter from school, and then she's like, why did you pick her up? I didn't say to do that. Or like book the tickets for this play. I didn't say to book these tickets. I never said to. So this kind of skipped past a lot of that just to have it say that. And she gives her some clothes and then denies it, and then accuses her of stealing the clothes. Yeah, she basically is crazy because the first thing she actually sees the next day after. She basically gets the job. She's living out of her car, and then finds out she gets the job. And then the next day, she's like, the mum is writing PTA notes, and then the next day she comes down after cleaning. Millie does, and she's like, where am I notes? She threw my notes away.
Nina! Where are they? Where what? My PTA notes for the meeting tonight. They were right here on the counter, and now they're not here. Where are they?
I didn't see any notes.
Bullshit! Where are they?
Hey,
Nina,
hey!
no.
Hey! What's going on?
Billy! Threw away my notes for the meeting tonight. Where are they?
Basically, she finds out from the other, like, housemaids that, Nina tried to end her own life by overdose, and the daughter by drowning her when she was a child. But you find out,
and she burned, and her parents were killed in a house fire, and everyone believes that she as a child set the fire.
She was like 8 or something. Yeah. But like it kind of skipped, because the next thing it says is about the fact that they tried to arrange that play in the city. But like for the 25 minutes in between that, all it is between like her getting the job and then her and Millie and Andrew going out is like all this just the same kind of thing of like Nina asked Millie to do something and then she says, I never told you to do that, why are you doing it, all these different things, which is like, yeah, it's like at the first I really didn't know where this was going. I'm like, wow, she really, because the whole thing is that you're following Sydney Sweeney and like you actually do kind of care about Sydney Sweeney. You're like, because, you know, obviously she's got some type of past that you don't really...
She was living in a car.
I can't remember if...
and she's got a probation officer as well.
Basically, she does say... Oh, yeah, because I'm trying to remember at what point you find out she was in jail. Because definitely, I think later on when Amanda Seyfried tells Brandon...
On the Saturday... So she's worked there for part of the week.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday, she goes, well, you said I could have the Saturday off. She goes, I can't afford to let you go. And then he comes down and goes, look, just go. Just have your break, you know, have your done. She goes, all I need is a couple of hours. And then she goes to see her parole officer.
I know, but I don't remember if they had said what that she was in prison then, or they just said... Because they say something like, you don't want to be serving out the rest of your probation in jail, you want to be doing it outside, but I don't remember if they said, because at first actually when she went to like family services I thought that she had a child that she was trying to get back or something, you know. I don't know, it was a weird thing, I don't know why I thought that, but I just thought that but no, it turns out she was in prison, she'd been in prison for 10 years, and that she had 5 years left, but she was able to get out like early and do
she got
probation.
15 years and she got 5 years
she did 10 years in prison, but I don't remember if they reveal at what point they reveal like why. Unless it was just all later on. I don't know, it's kind of hard to... This movie is like a lot.
To do 10 years, I remember thinking this at the time, she must have done something serious.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she was been a schoolgirl. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, okay, you've been caught shoplifting 100 times, you're going to get a real sentence. She would have been young, she'd have been 17 or something like that. And to do 10 years, you had to do something serious. So I think it was always going to be manslaughter or something like that.
Okay, I know, but I just don't remember if they reveal. Oh no, they would have revealed it was 10 years earlier on. No, I think I think earlier on, the first time she goes on that Saturday, you know, and she's like, I think all that woman says is, you don't want to serve the rest of those 5 years in prison. I don't know if she says because you served 10 years already. I don't remember if they said
possibly not. Yeah,
we'd have to see this again to remember, because it's like kind of a lot happens in the earlier on, because this movie is like structured kind of weird, and when you look at it now, it's like, oh, that makes sense. But I think because you don't know at what twist is going to happen at what point, it kind of does stuff in a weird like
all
order.
The 2 hours, 20 minutes tie together.
The stuff it reveals like early on and how it gets to places is kind of like odd. Because anyway, we'll go. So basically, Nina does ask Millie to arrange a weekend in the city for her and Andrew. Because what's even funny is that Brandon is like barely in this movie in the first, like we watched in the trailer, he's like barely in the trailer, because the trailer just is really the first like half an hour of the movie, you know,
and it's them two,
and it's just there and like the two women, and then he's barely in it, but then obviously he's in it, like, you know, he's in it at one point, like right around here where they go to New York, like the city, to watch a play and go out and stuff. Don't you think it's so funny how like we were saying this in the class, so basically Millie instantly starts having like fantasies about Andrew.
Him, yeah.
But we were saying it's so funny. So yeah, you find out later on she got arrested at like 8. She's like 28. She got arrested at 18.
17, 18.
17. She's on like 27, 28. I think Sydney Sweeney is actually like 27 in real life. But oh no, 28 in real life. Her birthday.
Well, same as me.
He's September 12th. That's the same birthday as you. I didn't even realise. Isn't that weird?
I should write to her.
Yeah.
So you know me.
But so we were saying it's funny. Like earlier on, when you don't really know what's going on, she says, after she has this like dream about Andrew, she's like, oh, not again. Yeah, you can't do this again. And it's like,
don't ruin your life again.
She's been for a man. She's been in prison for 10 years.
So,
when does she ruin?
As a schoolgirl,
I guess talking about that one guy that she killed, maybe like I ruined my life killing this. I don't know. Is a random.
Yeah, but did she didn't have a relationship with that guy.
You find out like
he was just a rapist.
We'll get back to this, but you find out later on that she like killed a guy she thought was sexually assaulting her roommate.
He was sexually assaulting her.
Yeah, but then she says for whatever reason that girl wouldn't say.
And then she didn't support her, so it's like, why should I bother? But he was holding her down, and she was all crying, and he got a hand over her mouth and everything.
I don't know if that's what Millie is talking about when she says, "Don't ruin your life over."
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird.
This movie is toned kind of weird at some point because it's like
she's screwed her life up.
You think she would have like some? You think she wouldn't even know how to function in society? She's been in prison for like 10 years, and like you think she wouldn't even. But she does good at like talking to.
Where does she get the car from when she gets out?
I think she's been out for a little bit. I don't think she just got out of prison. I think she's been trying to find.
This is what gets me about America, or I don't understand about America. People have cars, but they don't have a roof over their heads.
Because it's hard.
They go, I'm living in my car. Because obviously everyone has a car, but not everyone has a house. It's like, in this country, it's different.
I think it's because you just need... It's one of those things where it's like you need a job in order to like, get a place to live. But then in order to get a place to live, you need like a job. But to get a job, you need an address to write it down. You know, it's not one of those things. But a car is just like easier to own, I guess. Because you can sleep in it and drive it. But then she probably can't even leave the... I don't know. That stuff doesn't matter, really, in the grand scheme of it, you know? But anyway, her and Andrew go to the city and they end up... to see it. And then they kind of, like, are flirting. And then she gets, like, fired from...
They're too drunk, aren't they?
Too drunk. Yeah. It's like...
They go for a meal. They drink too much. They end up...
She gets like texts from Nina firing her, which
She
She does this a lot. Nina does, and Nina does say it later on. I hired someone who I knew couldn't quit because I was going to treat him like crap.
Yeah.
But it's like at this point, she threatened to fire her so many times, and like actually messages to like say she's going to fire her. That it's like realistically, you would quit that job even.
But at the beginning, Sydney Sweeney, as she's driving away, she goes, because she says, I'll phone you and let you know. And she goes, and she's driving away, takes the glass up, throws them one side, and he goes, I know she's never going to phone you. As soon as she checks.
As soon as she sees all that stuff on the resume is a lie.
She's not. And then she phones her up and says,
says like,
job's yours.
Yeah. So like, she will then later on you find out she actually does.
She has checked it.
She has checked it. She needed someone she knew
couldn't run away. Couldn't go, yeah.
But it's like, I don't get why then she... It's a bit weird because you find out later on the whole thing, which again we'll get to. I know we always diverge off, but it's like later on you find out that she's done this so that she can find someone who can get close to Andrew and that they can. But then I don't get earlier on why she then tells her to stay away from Andrew. It's just like one of those things of like if you know you can't have him, you'll try and like get him.
I think that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
Otherwise, if she was actually someone who never went near him, then it's like. Well, my plan failed by telling her to stay away from she told them to stay away from each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if she was trying to get him close.
But
doing that.
I think that forbidden fruit and all that.
Yeah, it's like you know what you can't have.
And you've been warned off, but he's the one who makes the moves.
Yeah.
She makes herself available, Sydney Sweeney, or Millie, the character. But he's the one who actually makes the moves. He's the one who pays for the hotel rooms and
because he's
and the
it's all his money
meals.
That's paying for everything.
So he's the one who actually does the paying.
Because it's his. He works at the same his dad's company. His dad died, and he works at the company, and he inherited everything. Because he's got this mum that I think
she's
it's
awful.
Elizabeth Perkins. I think that. Let me check.
She's horrible.
I think Elizabeth Perkins is the actress plays his mum in this. And
she's the one who keeps saying things like, good teeth are a privilege.
You find out kind of later that's where it's like come from kind of because Winchester, that's their name, that's their family name, the Winchesters, which feels kind of British for some reason, don't you think?
Well, I don't know, because Winchester is a rifle.
Oh really? Winchester.
Yeah, well there's a famous the Winchester family or the woman who inherited all the money built this house and just kept adding to it because she was worried that she'd be haunted by all the people that a Winchester rifle had killed.
Why do I feel like randomly in like a zombie show it's Shaun of the Dead. The pub that they're going to is the Winchester, and they've got that rifle in the Winchester rifle, which must be where it's all based off. But that's in England. That's set in London.
So, what's the plan?
Right. We take Pete's car, we drive over to Mum's, we go in, take care of Philip.
I'm so sorry, Philip.
Then we grab Mum, we go over to Liz's place, hole up, have a cup of tea, and wait for all this to blow over.
Why have we got to go to Liz's?
Because we do.
She dumped you.
I have to know if she's all right.
Why?
Because I love her.
All right, gay. I'm not staying there, though.
Why not?
If we hole up, I want to be somewhere familiar, I want to know where the exits are, and I want to be allowed to smoke.
Okay. Take Pete's car, go round Mum's, go in, deal with Philip.
Sorry, Philip.
Grab Mum, go to Liz's, pick her up, bring her back here, have a cup of tea, and wait for all this to blow over.
Perfect.
No, wait, we can't bring her back here.
Why not?
Well, it's not exactly safe, is it?
Yeah. Look at the state of it.
Where's safe? Where's familiar?
Where can I smoke?
Take car, go to Mum's, kill Phil. Sorry. Grab Liz, go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over. How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah, boy!
It is vital that you stay in your homes, make no attempt to reach loved ones, and avoid all physical contact with the assailants.
You believe everything you hear on TV?
These instructions.
I don't know. But anyway, Nina finds the it's kind of weird. They're very not in good space. So Nina is gone, like Amanda Seyfried is gone. They like sleep together, and then the next day they go back to thing and say, okay, we can't like talk about
this. Can never happen
they
again.
Kiss in the house, you guys, and then we're waiting for her to show up.
You're looking over their shoulder, aren't you? Yeah. Waiting for her to appear at the door. Waiting for Nina to appear at the door.
Like,
frightening.
Like, why? I don't know. It's really random.
It was creepy.
But she does find the playbill from it though. Like she does find out they went to it together.
But we find out that she knew because she traced their phones.
Oh, she gave her a phone, and then she gave Nina.
She could track the phone.
Nina gave Millie a phone.
And that phone ended up in New York City next to his phone.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because she finds out kind of later on, Millie does that. One of the other girls says to her, "Oh, most of the nannies don't take the phone because they know like what they can. They basically track every phone call."
Who wants to be tracked by your employer?
But obviously, because she had that like crazy flip phone earlier on, she obviously wanted to switch out for a great new.
But she put a credit card on that phone.
Yeah, to pay for this
for gas and groceries and whatever. Yeah, so it's like, oh, there's a benefit to it, but there was a downside to it.
And then. I love this scene. Well, actually, it's like a little bit. She basically confronts them, but it's after she asks her to go to. Well, actually, after a kind of crazy twist where she says, "Oh, I love the way you cook. Did you learn how to cook in prison?" Which means that you find out she knew.
Because she does cook really well. I will say that.
Yeah, so I guess she did find out how to cook.
They keep showing her taking stuff out the oven, and she's cooking everything. She does a really good job.
But so yeah, she knew the whole time that she was in. But this also means that Andrew finds out she was in the prison, which is kind of it is funny because earlier on, before you find the twist that he's bad, it's kind of like he's the saving. You've never seen that movie Get Out? It kind of reminds me of Get Out. In that, we did put a clip in the Him video, I think, but in that movie, it's like Chris is meeting his girlfriend's, he's black and he's meeting his white girlfriend's family for the first time. Yeah. But the family starts acting crazy. But you kind of start thinking the girlfriend is like the saving, she's the one that like...
The sane one out.
The sane one, it's like, okay, we still have her. But then the twist is that she's like, I can't do that for you, babe. And he's just like, it's about giving him the car keys. She's like, I can't do that, right? And like hold them up. And it's like, oh, she's crazy too.
What is your purpose? Chris.
What?
In life, what is your purpose?
Right now, it's finding those keys. Yeah.
Fire. It's a reflection of our own mortality. We're born, we breathe, and we die.
Rose?
I'm looking.
Even the sun will die someday. But we are divine. We are the gods trapped in cocoons.
Rose.
I don't know where they are.
Rose? Rose! Rose, give me those keys! Rose, give me those keys. Rose, now! Now, the keys!
Oh, be careful, bro.
What the fuck?
I didn't do anything.
What the fuck is going on?
Where are those keys, Rose?
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
And in this, it's kind of like the dad feels like that, you know, where it's like, even though Amanda Seyfried is crazy, you still have Andrew to like, as Millie, you still have Andrew to like go to and say, she's being crazy, can you like do whatever? So it's kind of like revealing that he's also kind of, he's worse than her. It's like, oh no, I have no one. This whole, you know, this like, that's
They're
how
all
it
mad,
feels.
yeah.
But so it's nice. Yeah, she basically but that's my point, is that like him finding out she was in prison, in my eyes, it's kind of like, oh no, he looks so like he looks so like, oh my god, you've lied to me the whole time. And it's like, oh, she can't fall back on Andrew as like the same one now, because it's like he's mad at her for lying to him.
When does he start shouting at Nina?
It's right after this. So basically,
and I will not stand your cruelty to this young girl.
This is this is the scene I'll talk about that I really like. Basically, she goes in the car, Millie does, and then for some reason Nina brings the police and says the car was stolen.
Yes, yeah.
She tells her to take the. Honestly, I love Nina sometimes. Like,
because she does things like says, "Pick up my daughter from ballet."
That earlier
and
on
she
was
gets
so funny.
there, and there's another mum there who goes,
I hate
"What are you
these
talking
other
about?"
mums where she's just like,
so
no, I know
horrible.
it's hard to find reliable help in
Yeah,
front
even
of her.
when she's standing there,
you
yeah.
know, it's just so annoying. But yeah, she does use the. But then it's like, that's what I'm saying about Andrew. He feels like one to fall back on.
Yeah.
But then it's like
He's gonna save
not.
her, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have him to trust. As Millie, like if you're putting yourself in her shoes, you would trust Andrew over anybody else, because he seems like down to earth kind of. But then I guess that's the whole point. You know, that's how women, spoiler alert for this movie, but view guys who are like abusive as like they're gonna save me. But then it's actually like he's not great, because he's viewing himself as that. He's projecting that. But yeah, there's a really great scene where they come back, and Nina gets pissed because she finds out they sleep together, and then she is like, you stole my clothes. You know, she just confronts her about all these things, and then Andrew is just like, I will not stand your cruelty to her anymore. Yeah. And he's like so scary where he
out!
He says,
now!
Get out! And then he's like, get out!
Yeah.
And then she's just like, you can't keep me out. And then he's like, well, I can actually, this is my house.
Yeah.
Such a good scene between Amanda and Brandon. Like, this is a really good acted scene, I think. Because it's like, it's where, because this is about halfway through the movie where it's like, it turns into he's the villain now. And I think this is a good start.
I didn't realise at this point. I thought that she was going to come back and start stabbing everybody.
I thought she was still.
But
this movie is structured in such a weird way, because it has, right after this, it's going to have this huge flashback, and it's just like, it's structured in such a weird way. But this is the start of it, where it's like Andrew is no longer like the good guy. He's like
we've
now
started
twist,
to find out
and you
about
think
him.
you can tell from this like anger that's shown from him is the fact that he's actually not like the best person for Millie to be around. But yeah, basically her Millie and Andrew start a relationship, and Nina leaves in the car.
Yeah.
So
but she gets to the edge of the driveway, and she starts screaming and puts her head in her hands, and then starts kind of crazily laughing. Because obviously she's pulled off.
She's pulled off like her you know.
Yeah.
Well, all you see is her crying, and then it cuts back to the house, and then you go back to the scene about 15 minutes later with more context. But in between that, basically Andrew and Millie are like getting along. She gets spooked by Michelle, and Enzo is actually his character's name. And then he just gets kicked out of the movie, basically, right? Oh, no, he doesn't, because he's in flashbacks. But, like, his character is so weird.
Enzo you on about?
Yeah, Enzo. Basically, he scares Millie.
We're just standing there staring in at the window
She breaks the
her.
plate, and then Andrew finds it, and then she's like, yeah, broke it.
And you didn't even wash it.
You didn't wash it.
Yeah, that's what really offended him.
Yeah. And he's like, I got a plate guy. It really reminded me a bit, this really reminded me of How I Met Your Mother. On How I Met Your Mother, Barney Neil Patrick Harris's character is always saying, yeah, I got a moat guy, yeah, I got a suit guy. He's like, look, I'll just call up my wine guy. He's like got a guy for everything.
Yeah.
And he's got
so
like
wealthy,
a castle guy, and he's got like a specific guy for everything. It's really funny.
Did you wire the down payment to the castle guy? I got a castle guy.
I've got like 3 castle guys and a moat guy, so.
And that's when Andrew's like, yeah, it's fine, I got a plate guy, he'll put it back together.
He'll fix it, you'll never know.
But because she didn't wash it, you can tell when he sees it and he's looking down at the bag and she's like kissing him and he's like, you didn't even wash it. And he's like, well, I didn't want to cut my hands. He's like, let's go upstairs for a second. She's like, okay. She goes upstairs into the attic where he goes and locks her in the attic.
Yeah.
And she's all freaked out.
He drugs her, doesn't he? So
did you think that her past had anything to do? I thought maybe she had been locked away as a kid or something, because she got really freaked out whenever the door was like locked. Because earlier on, the first day,
but she'd been in a cell.
Well, the first day, I remember she gets up and she gets really freaked that the door's locked. This is before she goes downstairs and Nina is like throwing the, everything everywhere because she thinks she threw away her notes. She gets scared like upstairs. Millie does. She's like, oh my god, no. And she's like, oh, okay. And then goes downstairs. And then this part, she's like, no, let me out. So I thought maybe her past had something to do with being like locked away.
I think being in a cell
would like freak you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
She spent 10 years in a cell.
So she's a wannabe.
So she went
because it is funny because she does say when she first sees it, this room is perfect. And a lot of people were saying that we never read the book, but in the book, it's just depicted as being a lot like worse, like
small,
darker,
and dark,
and like barely any, I guess, kind of like, well,
like being here with the lights off,
like this room, like just room for the bed and nothing else, kind of thing. Like not even a mini fridge in there, even though there would be, because they would have to be in order for the plot to make sense. Like,
well, that's all she's got is a mini fridge with water in it, 3 bottles of water.
But she gets freaked out, and then we cut back to that scene of Nina crying, but right after that, she starts laughing, and she's like, fuck you, Andrew! I did it!
Well, she's in a hotel room drinking champagne.
It's so funny, because she's playing Since You Moved On, Kelly Clarkson. Yeah. I can breathe for the first time. Any Pitch Perfect fan would know that song, because that's
and she's setting fire to his picture.
It's so funny. Imagine if you were in the next door, it just like, the idea if that's a woman going through who just got divorced or like just split up is so funny because she's just shouting fuck you, Andrew, playing Since You've Gone, jumping on the bed, like drinking champagne at the bar, and it's like, okay, yeah, you do you, girl, like that makes honestly, you do you. But you find out why she's so happy is because so basically it's kind of exposition-y, and I'm not mad at it, even though it's really just a lot of her telling us like everything, Basically, she's writing a letter to Cece. Yeah, so when she was a kid, after the fire happened, when she was like, 8 years old, she had nothing to do with that. Everyone thought that she had, but she said like everyone thought, and that she lived. Did she say she was like in foster care or something? Or like with her other extended family? Anyway, when she wanted to go to law school. When she went to like Nina wanted to go to law school, and then she ended up meeting a professor. And
he got her pregnant, and then he wasn't interested.
And then wasn't interested. So then she got a job at like a law firm as
she became a paralegal, didn't she, or something,
and that's where she meets one of the lawyers at this firm is Andrew. Is Andrew's lawyer, Brandon's lawyer.
Because she comes in and she doesn't realise it, but her breasts are expressing milk.
Yeah.
And her boss is going like, oh, tidy yourself up, and he's really mean to her about it. And
and then he's all like apologising.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
And then she says
like,
he was Prince Charming. 6 weeks into her, like he meets the kid, or even says like, my mum loves kids. Like she can babysit Cece while we go like on a date. And she's like, that would be great. 6 weeks later, he proposes. They get married real quick after that. She moves into the house. She quits like her job. He's like a great dad, like all these things. And then there's this one moment where he's like being nice, and then he's talking about
her roots.
She has an appointment that day to get her hair done, and she's taking out the kid and doing all these different things that day.
She don't have time.
He goes to work, comes back, and she is like, come home. The kid's upstairs. She's like, I'm gonna cook dinner. I was like, super tired, like kisses him, and then he's like, okay, well, your roots, like they're dark, like why your. She's like, I didn't have time today. I'll just rebook the appointment, and
he locks her in.
He tells her to go upstairs. This was like, oh my god, like it's like so. how much can he care? I don't know. It's just so crazy. He ends up locking her in the attic room upstairs, and he's like, he says these things, which he says a few times to Sydney, and also that like his mum says, which is, this is a privilege to have this. You don't like, you're not being worthy of it. You know, it is a privilege to have this. Basically, what it says a lot, and it's like
good teeth,
he says
in
order to like tell me that you're sorry, I guess. You need to pull out 100 strands of hair with the follicle still attached. So basically, she's upstairs now. She's got 3 mini bottles of water in her fridge, and this was so bad. She does it, and basically he's got like a camera as well. I don't know if he has this earlier on. I don't know if he has it earlier on with her, because he does have it with Sydney Sweeney later, but I don't know if he has it with her. But it's like not that long ago. It was only like 5 years.
He does
before.
have it. Yeah.
Okay, does he? Okay, it was only like 5 years before Sydney's, because the daughter is only like 7 and she was like 2 at that earlier point, so it was only like 5 years before. But basically, she does it. She does it, and then he brings them 99. Back. Well, it doesn't, because he says one of them didn't have the follicle attached, so if like I've thrown them away, got to do the whole 100 again. Anyway, she finds out that, gets out. He gives her water that's drugged, and then when she wakes up, the daughter is in the bath, and it looks like, and he rang the police. It looks like she
drags her out the bath.
It looks like
as the police burst in.
It looks like she was trying to. What? And so basically, earlier on, when we found out that she tried to kill the kid, like drowning the kid, and she tried to kill herself, actually wasn't. It was that she got drugged by him, and then he did it. So crazy. His timing, though.
Yeah.
He would have put that kid in, run back, grabbed his car, waited for the police to show up, and then drove and be like, what happened? What happened? Because that kid would have died otherwise. Like, there's no way that he would have.
The police turn up perfect.
He did that at like the perfect time. But and she basically after this, for like years, she goes back to a mental hospital, comes back home, something else would happen, she gets locked in the attic, goes to a mental hospital, comes back home, locks in the attic, all these things for years, until she finally gets this plan to find a different girl that he would become attached to, and
this
would
became
leave
her plan.
Because she realizes that there's no way she can leave Andrew, because no one's going to give her custody of the kid. Even if the kid, the daughter,
no one will believe her.
No one, even though the daughter isn't his child technically, but like he's raised, and no one's going to give her custody. So she says, "I just need Andrew to become not interested in." Like,
I need him to move on.
Yeah, I need to move on. And he needs someone who will dote over him, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where she, like, finds Millie.
And that's helpless enough for him to want to help.
She knows, like, Millie had that conviction. But that also, they said here, that believes that the prior conviction meant that she'd be capable of protecting herself against him. I don't know if I don't remember her saying that, but...
Yeah.
You know, I guess that's like a thing.
Yeah, that was how she wanted things to be, that he would lose interest in her and move on to Sydney Sweeney.
But yeah, kind of a crazy twist, in my eyes. The fact that she was like sane the whole time.
Yeah, and she was plotting it.
See, this is my issue, but also something I love with this movie, which I did say to you, is that I do love this twist in the movie, but I just wish that, I said to you like a million times, but I just wish movies would let women be the villain.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie was doing a good job about having, because I feel like sometimes movies are just like worried about writing a woman villain and making it all like a man's not fault. Like, I feel like that's kind of harsh, but like in this movie, it's like
he was the bad person.
It was like setting up Amanda Seyfried to be the villain, and then it's like the whole twist is the fact that Andrew was the villain the whole time, and it's like it could just be like a woman villain. I don't know. This movie is good, and like I like this twist, but it's like looking at it. The only reason I say that is because of the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. They do this where it's like just open it. It's fine. Otherwise, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
The new I Know What You Did Last Summer, where they have it be that like Ray was the killer the whole time, and then it ends with that like terrible line about like, yeah, this is why men should go to therapy, because otherwise they just pen all this stuff up and they go to like the two women at the two girls at the end of that, like, yeah, men should go to therapy, otherwise like they're gonna pen up all this, and it's just like, no.
How you feel? Better. How about you?
Better.
Well, it's still really bad. I think some of my digestive system's in the ocean now.
Yeah, this whole experience has been 0 out of 10. Like, no stars.
No
None. None at all. It's pretty crazy that all of this could have probably been avoided if men just went to therapy. You know.
You guys, women can be like, I feel like it's unfeminist to just not let the women be the killers too. I don't know. There's something about it where it's just like, I don't know. That's why I love Scream 2, you know? Mrs. Loomis is just like crazy in that. She's the one, she was Ghostface in that, you know, running around.
Let them try and track down the second possible killer. Debbie Salt doesn't exist. You're as crazy as your son was. What did you just say? Was that a negative, disparaging remark about my son? About my Billy? No, Billy was a good boy. Billy was perfect. You did a bang-up job, Mrs. Loomis. Not wise to patronize someone with a gun, Sydney. Randy spoke poorly of Billy, and I got a little knife-happy. I was a good mother. You know what makes me sick? I'm sick to death of people saying that it's all the parents' fault. It all starts with the family. You want to blame someone, why don't you blame your mother? She's the one who stole my husband and broke up my family. And then you took my son. You don't know what it is to be a mother. To raise a child, and teach him, and guide him, and abandon him. Isn't Mickey supposed to be dead?
But just in this, it's just like, you had a good thing going with Amanda Seyfried as the killer, and it's not killer, going with her as the crazy villain. I just wish it would have let her be.
And then she had to be the good guy all along.
Yeah, and it's like he was the bad guy, you know. It's like you had to have him. Because the thing is, if it was like Brandon was played by like a woman and it was like a lesbian relationship and like it was revealed, I'd be fine with that, you know. Like, I don't care the fact that Amanda Seyfried isn't the villain. I just wish it wasn't like the only male character in the movie is technically like the bad guy.
Yeah, like,
especially because like earlier on they're setting up Enzo, like Michelle, as
he looked like a bad guy.
You know, so it's like the only two men in this movie are like basically terrible.
Well, he wasn't a bad guy. He tried to help her.
I know. I realised that for a sec. But I mean, the way it set him up in the first half basically looks
has to be the
like
bad
the
guy,
villain.
yeah.
And then when you revealed he isn't a villain, it's like, well, actually Brandon is, you know, Andrew, like, Winchester is instead. So I don't know. I do like this twist, but this is something where I'm just like, I think it's just from the marketing and the trailers and all these things, it makes it look like Amanda Seyfried is the main villain and that the husband is basically a non-character. So then in the actual movie, it's setting up in the whole movie that the same thing as the trailer, but then it's revealed halfway through that actually no, Brandon, like Sklenar.
Well, Sydney Sweeney locks him in because he says to Sydney Sweeney, "You broke my plate into 21 pieces. You're going to cut yourself 21 times," which she does.
Yeah, so she has cut herself 21 times across the stomach.
And then he opens the door,
and
she wins that fight and locks him. She stabs him in the neck.
Yeah.
With that knife she finds, and then she manages to scramble out and lock him in, doesn't she? And then because he has said, she mentioned earlier about how great his teeth were.
Well, yeah, apparently his mum had like said that
he said like great teeth are a privilege and all this sort of thing, and she makes him snap out one of his teeth.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
Yeah,
but he didn't really pull it out though. He snapped it. So I thought she was going to go back and go, "No, sorry, you only snapped it. You got to break. You got to pull it out. I told you to pull it out."
Yeah, someone said that. I don't know if that was in the book or something, because someone said the exact same thing, where it's like about about the fact that he didn't really rip out his tooth. He like just snapped half of it off. But like I think it's just from supposed to be like, he gets the same thing that he's been given out. Because, yeah, if he made her cut her stomach 21 times. I thought what was weird is the fact that he's obviously punishing these women. But it's like, he's hurting, like, things that he's physically attracted to. Like, their hair.
I think he feels he's educating them.
I know, but in order to be,
to
like,
be
more
good, to be a better person.
I know, but the things that he's doing is just physically, like, hurting, I guess, their appearances, and it's like I
think his mum did that.
Okay.
To him.
So she's the real villain.
I think she's the villain in it, the true villain.
Yeah. Anyway, but Yeah, so she stabs him in the neck, but at the same time, Nina comes back to, like, rescue Millie, I guess. But even though... So now what you've got is that he's then trapped in the attic, and then Millie is down in his room downstairs.
Watching TV.
So then for Nina, it looks like he's downstairs and that
So
Millie's
she
upstairs.
sneaks up.
So she's, like, releases him, I guess.
Yeah, and he goes crazy and...
Yeah, starts attacking them, and, like... It's kind of good. I like this part where Millie, like, runs downstairs and opens the door and leaves. So he runs... He thinks she's outside, so he goes after her. But actually, it was that she just opened the door and then, like, stayed in the house. So just kind of a cool, like, you know, horror movie twist, I guess. Like, if you're a slasher running away from the killer.
Because she shoves him over the banisters.
Well, because there's the scene of... where he's talking to Nina first, and, like, he's saying we could just forget about everything that happened.
Yeah, move back to the way things were.
And she's like, and then she basically goes, I'd rather die than be with you. And he goes, well, good, like, okay, you can, I'll just kill you.
Your choice.
I'll just kill you then. But then, Millie pushes him over the, like, spiral staircase. Oh, which I did say to you, it's funny because earlier on...
At the beginning.
Nina, when she was giving the house tour to Millie...
She's like, I'll be found at the bottom of these one day.
When Amanda Seyfried was giving the house tour to Sydney Sweeney, she said, like, Andrew always says I'm going to kill myself on these stairs because they're, like, shaped in a really weird way. And so I was like, instantly when she said that, I don't know if it's because I'm doing screenwriting class right now, but when she said that, I was just like, okay, that's like foreshadowing then. Like, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it was actually, because you're right, earlier on when, like, she'd left, and you were saying that you thought Nina was going to come back and kill everyone, I kind of thought that too, and I thought the finale was going to be that she was going to get pushed over the stairs with a knife in hand. But I'm okay with it being Andrew because I think it's funny too that he, like, got killed. Nina basically unscrews the light bulb though and throws it to make it look like he died while like changing the light bulb. And kind of a denouement, like, basically policewoman comes over and, like, investigates it. Basically, it's revealed she was her sister. Her sister was Andrew's first fiance, who he did mention earlier on.
Yeah.
But apparently she just knocked on her door like 5 years ago and was never the same.
Yeah, never the same since.
After what happened to her, obviously, from Andrew. And then you've got, like, his funeral. And you find out, like, the mum, I guess, is kind of... His mother is, like, the reason he was like that, because she says, I found out that his tooth, like, came out while he, like, died. Like, he fell down, his tooth came out. You got to take care of your teeth. They're a privilege. Like, otherwise they'll be taken from you. And it's like, that's what he's been saying the whole time. You know, his mum, like, was the reason. And then it's kind of a few weeks later. They're going to California, right? Nina and, like, the daughter. They're going to California. They have all his money and, like, all of that. And she gives Millie, like,
a check, 100
Is it
grand.
100?
Yeah.
And then she's interviewing for another, like... Yeah, it says here, I don't know if you're confused, it says the woman interviewer says she was recommended by Nina and plays with a knife set revealing a bruise implied to have been caused by her husband. Millie replies by asking when she could start working. But I don't think you knew the bruise was, like, on her wrist. But I think it's
but I knew
she's
that's what it
being
was
recommended
about.
to women who are, like, have been abusive
to kill their rich husbands.
Even though it's like, by the second time this will happen, the police, they're not
like,
going
how
to...
come
They're
you're
going to think
always
there's
here?
a connection, yeah. Because she does say, Amanda Seyfried does say, my housekeeper had the week off, like... So, obviously, they don't really suspect Sydney. But I think they would if it was, like, the second place she'd been working. Especially because she'd already been to prison. They look at all the people near you and what they've been to prison before. And it's like, she'd been in prison for manslaughter. There's no way that she would be, like, not a suspect in this. But anyway, but that was that's the movie. Kind of fun looking back. There's so much more. This would have been so long if it was actually every single... kind of thing, because a lot of the stuff earlier on is just like the same thing with like Nina kind of gaslighting Millie into being like, I never told you this and all these things. But very like a really fun movie. Like, I do like it. I don't know if there's gonna be another one, just because I do think the book there's another book, and I think there's 2 more books, but I don't know. I remember some people were saying that the other books are more like prequels.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be more of a prequel because it's all over by now. He's dead.
Yeah, but I don't really know if it's like a sequel about these other characters finding... So apparently a lot of people were saying that Oh, actually, you know what? Someone did put here, for who's read the book, how did the movie differ? And we can actually... And someone put, like, a whole... So, apparently... Apparently, this is the whole thing. Enzo plays, like, a bigger role in the book, apparently. Michelle Moreau. Apparently, he's even the one that convinces Nina to go back to save Millie. Also, in the book, she pepper sprays him instead of stabbing him in the neck.
Yeah.
Andrew makes Millie carve her stomach instead of... Oh, apparently he makes her stack heavy books on her stomach in the book. I don't know why. She wakes up in the middle of the night to Andrew arguing. I don't know. That's weird. I don't... Because that did happen. Yeah, basically the attic is just, like, nicer than it's described in the book, apparently. Everybody says... But it's, like, hard because you can't really... Yeah. As much as you can picture stuff, it's like...
Yeah, everyone imagines it as being horrible, but maybe the author doesn't.
Apparently the book starts in the middle. It shows the middle first and then cuts back to the... But I guess that would just spoil it if it was in the movie that way, you know? Yeah, Enzo's much less important character. You know, he doesn't have much dialogue, disappears after he gets fired. The ending is more action-packed with Andrew escaping and Millie runs away. I guess that didn't happen in the book. Some details are left out, like when Nina tries telling the truth to another friend and Nina is betrayed by her. Ooh. The cop at the end is the sister of Andrew's ex, Kathy, instead of her father. Oh! Apparently the cop at the end was supposed to be the Kathy, the first fiance's dad in the book. That's what happens in the book.
Okay.
But in this, it's just like his sister.
It's just, yeah, she's just a sister, yeah.
Again, women saving the day. Instead of a man. Yeah. Yeah, and then people were just, like, talking about Sydney Sweeney's acting. They're, like, not fans.
Just being mean.
But yes, guess how much this has made.
I think it'll have made 150 million.
35 mil budget.
Yeah.
Made 46 mil.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, I'm shocked.
Okay. What do you think it made on Rotten Tomatoes?
I think it would have done okay. I think it would have been 70 on critic and 75 on people.
75 on critic, 92 on people.
Wow,
people
okay.
were fans.
So were the critics.
Yeah, well, it's a fun, like... It does feel kind of like throwback to a lot of other... Like, 1990s, 2000, like, thriller movies, kind of. It feels like... Yeah, like a throwback almost. It's always so funny when you watch movies like this and you realise this type of genre hasn't really been around for a while, like a thriller like this, you know? Kind of fun. Like, well, I remember when slashers started up again and everybody was like, haven't seen a 90s slasher in a while. Anyway, yeah, comment down below what you guys think. I think that's all. Do you have any other notes about this movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, we kind of covered everything now.
Yeah, we went through the whole plot. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you for another review. Bye.
Bye.